John Park here and welcome to my technology commercialization program. In my last letter from America, I discussed the impact the environment you're building your business in or are building around this program will have a dramatic impact on the type of output you will create. I am filming today in the environment I use for reflection and contemplation. It is my apartment. And the topic for today is about taking time out for contemplation. It is pointless being immersed in a new environment if you don't take time to reflect and absorb it. During the last few weeks, I have been totally submerged in an overwhelming immersion of new experiences. The staff at Babson have opened my mind to a whole bunch of new business concepts. But they have also reinforced things I already knew, but simply didn't realise it. We spent a lot of time about understanding customers and markets with Anirudh Debar. I completely undervalued what I had learned indirectly in my years in PepsiCo and P&G. But we've now covered it explicitly in the Babson programme, and I now realise I've learned a whole bunch of stuff without ever realising I learned it. We've taken this further by exploring with Abdul Ali how to take this insight and use it to better develop research strategies to understand your potential customers. Many of the examples used at Babson are from P&G and are from products that I fondly remember from my time there. The innovation process that is a core part of my programme I have had reinforced, but with some excellent new examples from J. Rao. The sales process, which I thought was completely alien to me, I've now realised, with the help of Tim Markham, is no different to the interview process that I've been actively involved in for years. It's all about getting to know people, understanding them, and then using that dialogue to create opportunities. The really fun bit for me has been finance, learning from Ed Marham, who has sold a business for 200 million. Now that really captures the attention of an audience, particularly with his no-nonsense approach. Ed makes you learn by doing from the moment you enter the classroom. He has broken down my fear of finances and numbers by simply letting me get my hands dirty and try stuff and understanding what works and what doesn't. It's actually remarkably simple. I've explored my own personality with Karanias and realised how far my own leadership style has evolved with experience and how to think about where I best fit into an entrepreneurial venture. What has really helped reinforce all of this is taking time to explore the external environment. An evening event in Boston helped me better understand a topic you will hear me talk about over and over: how to get customers, not investors, to fund your business. I learned about 5 different business models that are all equally applicable to my business. The time we have spent working on a project with a startup in the new Constant Contact Accelerator just outside Boston has enabled me to gain first-hand experience of a US education startup. And I've conducted a pestle and industry analysis. But me being me, I have to use technology to learn how to do it better. So I've been using iBooks Author to develop and construct that pestle analysis. And in doing so, I've learned how to use a digital publishing tool that I can use to publish my own educational content. We also spent time at IDEO, understanding how the best in the world bring design thinking into some of the biggest companies in the world. Again, I encountered my old haunts of P&G and PepsiCo. Many of the great design innovations have come from IDEO, and P&G and PepsiCo have been smart enough to recognise that the experience to do it doesn't exist within their own organisation, it exists externally. And that's another topic you will hear me talk about. So how has all of this impacted on the business that I started as a glimmer of an idea on the Enterprise Educators Programme at Babson over 3 years ago? Firstly, I no longer see the UK as my market. My market is actually a global one. It's going to be a digital education business, that the US will be my first market and my stepping stone into a global market. What I have learned in just a few weeks is how ready the US education market is for the type of technology disruption I would like to create with my DisrupTeK digital education business. The DisrupTeK business model has changed. I can now see a number of subscription models and prepay strategies to get funding from my customers to fund my development and expansion. My potential partners and customer segments have evolved a lot in the last few weeks. The net result of all of this learning is I have had to take 3 days out in this apartment to help me pull all these ideas together. Learning is useless without reflection and thinking about how to use it. And on this very sofa, over a 3-day period, the DisrupTeK business model has evolved enormously. It has evolved so much, I'm lining up some critical pitches to test this out, both at Babson and with some potential large-scale commercial partners in the next few weeks. So as you go through my program, try to do the same. Use the podcasts and activities to develop new concepts and new ideas and to learn how to apply them practically. But then take time to reflect about how you might use them in your environment. And when you've done that, take some additional time to think about how to reconstruct what you have learned into business ideas that you can take into the outside world and talk to people about. The quicker you talk to people, the better. Because by talking to people, you will learn and shape your ideas. You will essentially be starting the sales process without selling, by engaging in dialogue, talking to people, exploring ideas and concepts, and then turning that into something that is of value for both parties. I hope you're enjoying your journey with me as much as I am enjoying my journey with Babson and the Saltire program. In the next podcast, I will be sharing with you how taking those ideas out into the environment and testing them has shaped them further, or has enabled me to redefine or redevelop them. There is no such thing as failure in this journey, just continual learning. Thanks for listening.
When you go, well, you send